Welcome to the McKinney-Vento Homeless Education Program Annual Staff Training. So what is McKinney-Vento? The McKinney-Vento Education Assistance Act is the federal law that governs the educational rights of homeless children and youth. It supersedes all local and state laws or policies. It establishes a definition of homelessness given by schools, and it protects the educational rights of eligible children and youth. Students who qualify for the homeless education program include individuals who lack a fixed, adequate, and/or regular nighttime residence. This often falls under 4 different codes or criteria to be reported back to the state. So one category defined under that lack of fixed, adequate, and/or regular nighttime housing includes those families or individuals who are doubled up or sharing the housing of others due to loss of housing, economic hardship, or a similar reason. Across the state of Georgia and within our county, we find that about 75 to 76% of our families qualify under this eligibility. This means that these families have no legal rights to the home, and oftentimes when the welcome mat wears out, they're suddenly pushed out of the house and have to find immediate housing solutions. Additional criteria for qualifying for the McKinney-Vento program include families living in hotels, motels, or campgrounds due to a lack of alternative adequate accommodations. Families who are living in emergency or transitional shelters also qualify for McKinney-Vento. Changes to the McKinney-Vento Act. As of December 10, 2016, awaiting foster care placement was deleted from the definition of homeless children and youth under ESSA, the Every Student Succeeds Act. There is now a separate program in place which protects the educational rights of children in all stages of foster care. How does a student qualify for the McKinney-Vento program? McKinney-Vento eligibility is determined on a case-by-case basis by examining the living arrangements of each student. Some instances will be clear-cut, and others may require further inquiry. If you suspect a student is experiencing homelessness, the process for reporting it is as follows. Communicate your concerns to your school counselor or school social worker. The counselor or social worker then reports to the homeless education liaison. The homeless education liaison will contact the parent or guardian to determine eligibility. If a student is eligible for the McKinney-Vento program, an MV flag appears in Infinite Campus for the remainder of the year, and the student receives McKinney-Vento supports. The McKinney-Vento Homeless Education Program offers multiple supports and community resources to families experiencing homelessness. The McKinney-Vento Act ensures that students have the right to immediate enrollment, whether they have the required enrollment and registration documentation. They have the right to attend their school of origin, even if they move during the school year to a different attendance zone. McKinney-Vento transportation to the school of origin, if the student lives outside of attendance lines, may be available. All these things are contingent on best interest factors. The parents and guardians have the right to appeal school placement or file other complaint procedures or grievances. Students in the homeless education program have access to free school supplies and backpacks. They're directly certified for free breakfast and lunch, and vouchers to the health department as well as clothing resources are available. Additional McKinney-Vento program supports include individualized tutoring in areas of academic need for academically at-risk students. Please note this service is available at non-Title I schools. School staff such as administrators, graduation coaches, EIP teachers, and school counselors work together to identify those students who will be eligible for McKinney-Vento tutoring and can submit a referral for MV tutoring throughout the course of the year. Assistance with CTAE fees, driver's ed course fees, and graduation fees may be available through the McKinney-Vento funds as well. MV seniors may require assistance applying for the FAFSA and accessing post-secondary options. The MV liaison works closely with students, families, and school counselors to discuss credit recovery options for graduation. Awareness. Thank you for your sensitivity to our families, our children, and our youth experiencing homelessness. As you know, the MV status is confidential. Families who are going through a transition in their housing often feel embarrassment over their situation. Replacing the term homeless with temporary living situation or experiencing transition in housing oftentimes helps families feel more at ease when discussing their situation. Some of the signs to look for children and youth experiencing homelessness include being unprepared for class, a change in behavior, anger or embarrassment when asked about a current address, transportation or attendance issues, poor health or hygiene, anxiety, low self-esteem, poor health, and/or nutrition. Facts in the face of homelessness in Forsyth County schools. During the 2016-17 school year, 599 students qualified for the homeless education program. This represents a 6% decrease from the previous school year and is a direct reflection of the rollout and implementation of the foster care education program from December 10th of 2016. On the left-hand side of the screen is a pie chart which breaks down homelessness in Forsyth County schools by environment code or criteria. On the right-hand side of the screen, you can see a breakdown of the homeless children and youth by grade level in our school system. Thank you so much for your time and attention, and thank you for your partnership in supporting homeless children and youth within our school system. If you have any questions or concerns about the homeless education program, please feel free to contact Kim Bolivar, the homeless education liaison with Forsyth County Schools. Thank you so much and have a great day. Welcome to the ESSA Foster Care Act presentation, which includes Title I requirements for children and youth in all stages of foster care. ESSA amendments to the McKinney-Vento Act and provisions under foster care. ESSA included significant amendments to Title I Part A. It provided a separate program to meet the needs of foster children and youth, which provides school stability and immediate enrollment to children in foster care. Awaiting foster care placement was deleted from the definition of homeless children and youths on December 10th of 2016. So why was the Foster Care Act implemented? Well, research demonstrates that every time a child changes schools, he or she loses 4 to 6 months of academic progress. Many foster youth change schools 10 to 15 times throughout the course of their education, at a minimum. We want to shift the statistics on the right-hand side of the page through the implementation and success of the Foster Care Act. Only 8% of children in foster care complete high school. Of that, only 3% graduate with a bachelor's degree, and 75% of children in care operate below grade level. Multiple home placements. Children in the foster care system often experience trauma every time they're moved from one place to another. Each change in placement increases the likelihood of irreversible harm to their emotional and psychological health. However, because a child's safety has to be put in the primary consideration, sometimes he or she must be moved for protection. The purpose of the Foster Care Act is to provide school stability to children and youth in all stages of foster care. It has provisions that are McKinney-Vento-like to students in care, including that foster youth may remain at their school of origin unless a determination has been made that it's not in their best interest. It also removes the barriers to enrollment for immediate registration and provides transportation back to the school of origin. Definition of students in care. Students who are in DFACS custody or have an open DFACS case and have been taken into DFACS-approved foster care placement will qualify for the foster care program. However, students who are safety planned or safety resourced do not qualify for this program. Please note that students placed in care will be flagged in Infinite Campus beginning this school year. This designation should be kept confidential. Students are often very sensitive about their placement in foster care. There may be additional safety concerns and factors involved in some foster care cases as well. Also, there may be additional supports available for students in the foster care program, such as tutoring and/or scholarships for after-school activities. Please contact the foster care point of contact if these needs arise. The ESSA Foster Care Act identifies multiple community members and community agencies as well as stakeholders who support the educational stability and academic success of children in all stages of care. Points of contact at the regional, local, and within the school system have all been identified as per the ESSA guidelines. Student support such as school social workers, school counselors, and teachers work with students on a daily basis to help students achieve academic success and to address the social and emotional needs of students in all stages of care. Student information systems and data clerks are on the front line. They're the ones who often see the change come through for paperwork when its placement changes or when a child comes into care. Registration does a great job, and we appreciate their help with immediate enrollment, whether families have the required documentation or not. Food and nutrition is a direct certification for children who are in foster care, and community stakeholders such as the Juvenile Court, CASA, SAFT, foster parents, the Junction, and in some cases Jesse's House and Baldridge Lodge all work together along with private foster care organizations to make sure that the educational, social, emotional, and whole child needs are met of students in care. For additional information, please contact Jana Barroso, the Foster Care Liaison for Forsyth County Schools. Thank you so much for your partnership and continued support of students at all stages of foster care. Have a great rest of the day.